Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new video. And basically it is an extraordinary new video, because today I want to show you the secret stars of the battlefield, scout tanks. This is probably a new series which I want to start, so be harsh to me. Tell me, what did I do good, what did I do bad? I really want to know this for this particular new series. And today I want to discuss, as I said, the secret stars of the battlefield in World of Tanks, scout tanks. And I want to be particular right now. When I am talking about scout tanks, I mean tier 5 till tier 8, because there are tier 9, tier 10 scouts. But I think it's quite important because in tier 1 everyone, literally everyone except for the medium tank of the British, is a scout tank. Or a light tank, as you wish. On tier 4 they still kinda suck. At tier 5 there come the secret stars. For example, the Leopard or the ELC AMX. If you know how to use them, they are devastating machines. And here we already start with the purpose of a scout tank. Many people think that scout tanks are only here for scouting. On some days it's really like this, but in my opinion the higher you get in tier, the more important it is to stop scouting only. In the end, on tier 8 you have machines with quite devastating guns, which can do really high amounts of damage. If it's the ELC AMX on tier 5, which has a ridiculous penetration, with gold even 239 if I got it right, or the AMX 39 with its huge burst damage. T54 lightweight, which is basically a T54 on tier 8, which has still quite good armor, or the RU, which is just fun as hell with the HE, or even the T49. All those tanks are, in my opinion, really different in gameplay, but they all have the same purpose, scouting. But as I said, in my opinion, those tanks, you should not only scout. That's why I show in the background several, how should I say, gameplays from mine where I didn't only scout it. I was more focusing on damaging, because a scout tank is basically a lighter version of a medium tank. Or as you could say, if a scout tank or the heavy tank would have a baby, this would be the medium tank. As you can see, the scout tank has a quite high priority in all of those games. And I personally think, when I see somebody which writes a noob scout please, or do scouting, he does not understand what is the big plus of those tanks. Sure, they are here for scouting, but on higher tiers, especially tier 10 for example, they are not even of use. FE4202s or Object 130s tend to have enough, what is it called, view range to spot for themselves. Sometimes you just need to stay behind a little bit and save your allies. Save your Jack Panzer E100 for example. As you can see in this gameplay, which I took for good measure. But then you also need to think of, as scouts, as that you really need to get the damage done, because you are and you have a dangerous gun on the battlefield. You can also see it like here, the MX-3090 can't do a thing about it, because I was there to save the KV-4. Unfortunately, he dies anyway. We still have one more shell left, but I bomb it. But yeah, what is also really cool about the scout meta, when you know how the basic things work in World of Tanks, like scouting mechanics, camo factors and stuff like this, you can pull off amazing tricks, like in the ELC AMX. You can literally outplay every tier 8 heavy tank if you know how to. This reminds me of a gameplay where I played with the ELC AMX on the hidden village, I think it was, and I simply killed the T-34 from 1000 hit points because he only had 360 meters of view range. I simply out-viewed him. Sounds stupid, is stupid for him. For me it was excellent. Ridiculous amount of damage, good WN8 value for one game, and a fun. And this is also which I really do like about the Scout meta. The fun factor. Scout tanks are immensely fun to play. Not only they are really fast, not only they can pull off quite funny tricks if they few range, or just how diverse they are. We have the LTTB, which is basically the new T52, which is so fast and still have a quite good armor on the turret, which you, when you are on tier 7, on tier 8, even can use against other enemies, like high tier, as I called, like tier 7 enemies, or tier 6 enemies even. They won't really penetrate your turret. That's also something really cool. Or my hate love the T49, where you're just like, you can literally do 900 damage on certain enemies, and trust me, they are raging like hell when you do this. But it's incredible fun. But also the RU, which is also really fast and stuff like this. I think you get the gist what I want to say about the fun factor. I think also that the Scoutings are the most rewarding class in the game, because when you know how to play the game and you are in a 1v1 situation, you can easily 1v1 every enemy. If the map is suitable for that. Preferable, it needs to be something with open spaces and stuff like this, and many bushes. Then you can literally be the most OP player. But also, when it comes to the fun factor, I also see that there is a buff incoming. Just think like, yeah, what are buffs? What buffs are being announced lately? None really. We get a new tier 10 medium tank, which will be the Action 10 Centurion, or Action X Centurion, how I like to call it. But the new motion physics. In my video where I showed it with the RU, you could see you could pull off incredible tricks. And I think this is a huge buff when it comes to circle your enemies. But that's just me in my opinion. You can circle them without any problem. You can make those super nice, what is it called, drifts, and even when you drive over smaller objects, you don't lose that much speed, as well as you don't lose that much speed when you take curves, which is also something, which is in my opinion a really big buff to the Scouts. And yeah, and I also think that a really good buff is for a Scout is when you play it in a platoon. That's why the second gameplay is with Lord Marinade, which is a good friend of mine. And, well, we did show that Scouts don't need to scout when they are at the top tier, or the map is not good for. For example, this map, no, it's not Serene Coast. To be honest, I haven't played much World of Tanks lately, so I don't know the names by heart anymore. But I think it's also pretty interesting to see that when you are in a platoon, you can wreak havoc. We will see this a little bit more later, where where basically our friend Lord Marinade gets 6 kills while I get 1. But still, we can pull off amazing tricks. And this is again to the fun factor, when you can simply just outplay your enemies, and it's so much fun. And also that the purpose of a scouting is not only scouting, because where on this map should you scout? Sure, this position where we are right now is probably a good option to scout, because you can see what is pushing against you, but without any RD it's pretty meh. On the lower side, you're only here on this map to scout, to see where the enemies are coming. Well, this is basically really important in Climb Wars, to know where your enemies are coming, but in random games it's not really out of use. But yeah. And to this purpose, we also have the really cool thing of our camo value. Scout tanks are the only tanks which don't lose their camo rating while driving. So basically, they are as stealthy as they would stand still. Which I guess is something really cool, obviously. And this is why I also sometimes think that scout tanks are much better in certain tasks. That's why I also think that the RU-251 is better than the Kanonjagdpanzer in certain aspects. The Kanonjagdpanzer has not that good camo rating, how I said in my review about it, and I still think it's not that good. Especially when an IS-3 can spot you with 350 meters of view range while you can't spot him. A really better crew. But yeah, as you can see, I think we soonish go to the end of this video about the scout meta. Probably can push it all together. Like we say, the purpose of a scout tank is not only scouting. In my opinion, when you can't scout in a scout tank, then do damage. You have still a really good gun, which you should use, in my opinion. Because why the hell you should not use a gun? What is a gun? For damaging, obviously. For fighting your foes. And protecting your allies. And I also hope that I can help with this video other people which are probably new to scouts or even new to the game to say, guys, scout tanks are not only there for scouting. They are here for damaging. They are here to carry your team somehow. Sure, you can't carry your team with something like an Object 140, which is basically probably the best medium tank in the game right now. Good mobility, awesome gun, and good armor. But yeah, in scout tanks you don't have good armor, but you have a good camo rating. And still I also think this is a huge plus. And personally, when you didn't try it, scouts right now, I can only say try it. Seriously try it. There are so many fun tanks to play. For example, especially the RU. It's fast, it's agile, it has a good camo value, and it has HE ammunition. And it's super fun to play with it. And as you can see, me and my friend Lord Marinade, we still don't have lost any HP. Well, he has now 5 kills, I have 1. Well, he lost some HP because I rammed him in the beginning. I'm sorry for that, to be honest. But yeah, I think we did decent those games. As you can see, we're just making peekaboo shots and yeah, wrecked havoc, as I already said. And I even think that in a new, what's it called, motion physics, these tanks will be even better, even more fun to play. Yeah, even more fun to bounce your enemies. But at least Lord Marinade got his 6th kill, which is obviously nice because hey, Top Gun is nice every single time. The game before we had Brothers in Arms, both 3 kills. Now he got all the kills, I see. Unfortunate, our team capped and it's basically over. Unfortunate. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you think that that this was a good video. Please tell me in the comments. Right now, I don't really see anything which I could show you. But yeah, as always, as I said, thanks for watching. Leave comments right now in the description below. I want to know what exactly you think about these types of video, because I have other cool stuffs in mind, because in military you don't have to do quite much. I have a lot of time to think about things. And as always, good luck on the battlefield.